Hey guys, so this video is going to be a continuation of a video I made last week on this channel, which is of Brightline. If you guys don't know what Brightline is, it is essentially a higher speed intercity rail that currently runs in the state of Florida and has stations in West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, and Miami. It is a very exciting rail development that's going on in this state, and if you guys haven't seen my video review about it, I highly recommend that you do because this is by far the best train in the United States. And they are still continuing to improve with they just got the funds to expand their West Palm Beach to all the way to the Orlando International Airport station, which is awesome. They also just opened up their mall section for the MiamiCentral station, which is, I think it's called Central Fair, and I think I'm going to love it a lot because it has Chick-fil-A in there, and I freaking love Chick-fil-A. Just imagine this, me just, eating Chick-fil-A on the best train in America. Man, I think that would be a dream come true. But anyways, the reason why I wanted to create this video is that I want to talk about the renaming of Brightline. For you see, 6 months ago, Brightline announced that it was going to rename itself into Virgin Trains USA. And, I personally do not like this name, and I think there's actually a lot of people that don't like this name either. I have seen it in many YouTubers' comments and everything like that, just saying that, Virgin Trains is not a good name. And also, I've talked to many people as well, and they personally agree with the same thing as well. I'm very surprised that Brightline hasn't done like a poll comparing, would you like to have the original Brightline name or the new Virgin Trains USA name? Personally, I think they should do something that is in between. I think they should rename the company into Virgin Brightline. And that's basically, I'm going to go over in this video, why do I think that Virgin Trains USA is not such a good name, while Virgin Brightline is a better name for the company. So the first thing that I would like to say is that I think Virgin Trains USA is a very bland name. So let's take a look at the other companies that are inside the Virgin family, which is Virgin Galactic, Virgin Atlantic, and Virgin Voyages. I think personally that Virgin Brightline would actually fit with these other names as well. But anyways, what if I were to rename these companies into Virgin Spaceship, Virgin Planes, and Virgin Cruise USA? I think that there would be a lot of people that would not be very happy with these names because, they actually sound a lot blander than the original names. And the funny thing is that Virgin Voyages used to be named Virgin Cruises. It wasn't until Richard Branson said that, I think Virgin Cruise is too bland of a name. Let's change it to Virgin Voyages. And I personally think that with Brightline, Virgin Trains USA is also too bland. So honestly, I think the better name for the company would be Virgin Brightline. The next point that I would have to say is that, I understand that Virgin is a globally recognized brand. So a lot of international travelers that are going to the state of Florida are going to see Virgin Trains USA and going to be very interested. But my point is that why can't we do the same with Virgin Brightline? Because the thing is that when people come here into America, hearing the name Virgin Trains USA, we already know we're in America already. And the thing is that, now I don't know Virgin Trains personally, which is like the passenger rail service that currently runs in England. But apparently, from the YouTube comments I seen on American Rail Club's video, apparently it's not such a hot brand over there. With even one commenter saying that it is the most complained about railway company in England. So what this means is that when an English traveler comes here into America and they see the name Virgin Trains USA, they're gonna immediately think to their head, oh great, we have this crappy rail service brought to the USA as well, which is not a very good thing. Another point that I want to talk about is the word trains. So in America, for the last 50 years, we have been built up in the belief that this country should strictly be an automobile and airplane country, which is so sad, especially when America, for the 150 years before that, was built on the railroads and led to the greatest economic growth to this country has ever experienced. But anyways, But as a result, like when Americans hear the word trains, they immediately think, why should we take trains? Let's take the automobile and the airplane instead. When trains could relieve the congestion of the American roadways, and they are actually more convenient than the airplanes because no TSA, and also their stations are located in downtown. But anyways, so whenever an American hears the word specifically Virgin Trains USA, they are immediately going to put off by it. However, if you rename your company into Virgin Brightline, they are going to be very curious about it. And they're going to explain, oh, what is that? And it gives the people who are massive fans of Brightline a chance to explain exactly what it is. And for people like me to say what makes train travel so great. If you just rename your company into Virgin Trains USA, I guarantee you a lot of people are going to be put off by that name really fast. Another problem that I can see with trying to change Brightline into Virgin Trains USA is that you're going to have to do a lot of work to change all your signages in your website, your stations, and your trains. Like if you go to their train stations, you will see that there's a lot of Brightline signs all over the place. That's a lot of signs to change into Virgin Trains USA. They also have to repaint their paint scheme of the stations from yellow and black to red and white. Obviously that's work and money right there. I don't think that the red and white paint scheme looks as good as the yellow and black. And also, if you've seen my review video, I mentioned in there that Brightline has like this lemony citrusy smell in their stations. Red and white, I don't think that color scheme actually matches very well with the citrusy smell that Brightline, uses all across their stations. I think yellow fits that better because, hey, lemons are yellow. Another thing, too, is that, okay, so people, when the Brightline trains were first, unveiled, some people did say that the train sets kind of looked like bees on rails. Well, here I say this, I know this is probably not official renderings of the trains, but I assume it's going to have a very close paint scheme. The new Virgin Train USA paint scheme looks like ambulance on rails. It looks freaking awful. I do not like that, especially with the original Brightline, livery and everything. I hate to see that go away. And the thing is, too, is that the seats of Brightline, they are made with hand-stitched leather. And when you look at them very closely, they have the logo Brightline put into them. Now, I think it'd be very expensive to replace all these seats and put seats that actually have the Virgin Trains USA stitching inside of them, which I found out you guys are just planning to put like a red cloth over, the seats in order to hide that. Why do you guys have to hide your freaking logo? I think the Brightline name is the best branding for a Floridian train. It is something you guys should be very proud of, and I'm going to explain specifically why, just right now, why Brightline is a very good name to keep. Okay, when I look at the Brightline name and, you see the word line at the end of it and then the orangey smell of these stations and then you look at their yellow trains, I think it should be very obvious what the Brightline name is actually paying homage to. If it wasn't very obvious already, they're paying homage to Seaboard Airlines Orange Blossom Special. Yes, that was a very special train that used to run across from Miami to New York, and I believe St. Pete to New York as well. I mean, yes, it's so obvious when you look at that. Yes, Brightline was paying homage to this thing. And, and I think subtly, it was also paying a homage to another Floridian railroad, which is Atlantic Coast Line. See, the general trend with all these names is that they have the word line in there. And I think Brightline really culminates the nostalgic value of Floridians whenever they see the name line at the end of them. It immediately reminds them of Seaboard Airlines and Atlantic Coastline. And that's why I think that this thing should be renamed into just simply Virgin Brightline, because it goes well with all those names, as you can see here. Another thing that I have to say is that over 1 million people have come to love the Brightline name. As of last year in 2018, there were around 560,000 passengers, if I'm not mistaken, that rode the Brightline train. And then as of right now, there is close to 300,000 passengers that rode it this year. Now, if you add that up, that's very close to over 1 million people. And I think a lot of those people, including me, love the Brightline name more. And it should be very apparent by the fact that even though you guys are renaming your stuff into Virgin Trains USA, not everybody is immediately calling it Virgin Trains USA. Most people like me are still willing to call it Brightline because we love that name a lot more. And that's why I created this video, in order to vocally express the opinions of this huge amount of people. You know, we completely understand the economic potential that the Virgin name would bring to your trains. But at the same time, we love the Brightline name a lot. We love the branding. We think it's very eye-catching. It's very gorgeous. You know, it completely makes sense with Florida, especially with what I just mentioned, that it does pay homage to the railroads that used to run across Florida. So that's why I think me and many other people highly recommend that you guys do a media name, Virgin Brightline, because Virgin, the Virgin part of it, would attract the international travelers, and keeping the Brightline name would make your millions of fans very happy. So yeah, that's basically all I have to say on why I think Brightline should just rename itself into Virgin Brightline. What do you guys think? Do you guys actually like the Virgin Trains USA name more, or do you guys like the Virgin Brightline name more? Please tell me in the comment sections down below. And if anybody who works at Brightline, like upper management and everything, if you're happening to watch this video, I just want to say that you don't have to listen to anything that I say in this video. I own an egg business, and I most certainly do not like having people order me around on what I should do with my business. But what I am offering here is a suggestion. So I'm not ordering you guys around. I just want to voice my opinion, and of many others, on if there is any way that you guys can keep the Brightline name, we would be very happy if you guys could. But at the same time, if you guys actually do decide to rename yourself into Virgin Trains USA, well, I think me and others would be still willing to support your company as well. But we would be much happier if you guys kept the Brightline name. So anyway, so that's all I have to say on this video. I hope you guys really liked it. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.